Welcome to the Car Guy Show. Join award-winning magazine publisher Tim Miller and national champion race driver Kristin Treager as they look at Texas car life and Texas car culture. Join them as they meet car guys in their cars, in their garages, and at their clubs and events. Come along for a real kick in the asphalt.
Hello, my name is Tim Miller, and I'm your host for the Car Guy Show. The show about car life and car culture. One of my favorite segments is Garage Mahal, where we check out the coolest cars on the planet. Here's Kristin Treager.
Welcome to the Garage Mahal of Sam Esquenazi. Now I see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Corvettes in here. I take it you're a Corvette guy.
That is correct.
What is it about Corvettes that you love?
My love for Corvettes started when I was a kid. As a child, I would go with my father to the Chevy dealership. And while he was either at the service bay or negotiating a new deal on a new car, I would sit behind the wheel of a Corvette and pretend.
That's great. Out of all these, which one is your favorite?
Well, it's really hard to say because they're all unique in their own way, but it just depends. That one there is a blast to drive because it's so radical. And that one over there, the black ZR1, it's a ZR1. It does everything well.
Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a great collection here. What are the other cars in your collection?
Currently I have a 78 Trans Am. Sports a 455, dynoed about 650 horses.
Wow.
And the blue 92 Camaro Z28, which basically got completed recently about 3 or 4 months ago.
And I'm loving this one right behind you. This looks like an old cop car.
That's the secret agent car.
That is awesome. I'd love to turn those lights on later. So do you ever get a chance to take any of these out on the track?
There's a couple tracks nearby that they frequent. Used to do a lot more of that when I was a little bit younger.
So I understand one of your cars has a connection to Burt Reynolds and Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, actually, the story begins in 1977. I had bought a brand new 77 Trans Am. Just before the movie came out, went to visit some family members in Florida, Miami to be specific. And on the way down there, of course, we had the CB radio going. And made record time. I think we drove from Dallas to Miami in just shy of 17 hours.
Wow.
And got back home, and then the Smokey and the Bandit movie came out, and we realized that, you know, somebody was onto what we were doing.
Sam, I'm noticing you have a man cave over here. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. When I was having the inspiration to build this thing, I had to appease everybody else in the family, and I thought, why not add a game room slash bar, wet bar with a big bathroom, so that after those long nights of wrenching inside the garage, I can go inside the shower and shower up without having to disturb anybody inside the house. So the room is wired up for stereo system, and so we can kick back and enjoy looking at the cars through the glass windows, basically, while you're playing pool.
Perfect. Garage Mahal plus a man cave. I can't think of anything better than that.
Thank you.
Well, Sam, we have got to take one of these out for a spin. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right.
Wow, what an amazing collection of cars. Next, we take one of his favorites out on the road. Stay tuned.
This is a 2000 Viper GTS that I bought in June of 2002. It is a one-year only color for 2000. I wanted something different than what I saw on the street, and this is only one of 128 with this particular package. I've seen other cars that of interest, but I wanted something that was really different. I'm a detailer here in the Dallas area. I've been doing this for about 12 years now. I've detailed a number of the cars that are on location here today. I've been everywhere from gas stations, you know, people want to see under the hood. I've met thousands of people as a result of this car over the years. This is just special events. Right now, I've done about 200 miles this year with this car.
Hey, welcome back to the Car Guy Show. I'm your host, Tim Miller. If you think this car is cool, wait till you see what Kristin Treager's riding in the second part of Garage Mahal.
All right, I'm ready to see how this Smokey and the Bandit car drives. Can we fire it up?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. So this is a 1978?
1978 Trans Am. It originally came with a 400, now sports a 455.
Nice. Can we gun it a little?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Giddy up. So what modifications have you made to this?
Done a lot of modifications, of course, to the engine. Some modifications to the suspension. It has a NASCAR steering box and homemade fabricated stainless steel exhaust system.
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah, me and a buddy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Used to own an exhaust system company that manufactured stainless steel exhaust systems.
Very cool. It's always nice when you can add a personal touch to it.
Absolutely.
Woohoo! This thing really has some get up and go.
Yeah, the engine dynoed about 600 and almost 650 horses.
Wow.
So a lot more than they came with in 1978.
Is this all original interior?
Yeah.
It's in great shape.
Yes, it is. I searched for about a little over 2 years until I found this car. The only drawback is that when I got the car, I had to contemplate whether I wanted to repaint the car or not, because back in '78 they didn't use clear coat on red cars.
Oh, okay.
And so the paint was oxidizing a little bit. So I had to decide whether I wanted to drive kind of an oxidized red Trans Am or drive a Trans Am that looked right. So originality is very important to me, but looks is also very important too.
Well, I think you made the right decision. It looks fantastic. I bet this catches the eye of the local police.
It catches the eye quite a bit. The most fun for me is going to a car show. It's a real eye catcher.
This makes me want to put a cowgirl hat on and play some country music. Good old American muscle.
Right.
Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket in this?
No, not in this one.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, not yet. Of course, we could change that today.
That sounds like a challenge. Oh yeah. She has a nice rumble to her.
Yeah.
How often do you drive this?
In a year's time, I'd probably pull this thing out of the garage maybe twice.
Well, I bet she's glad to get some exercise today.
Today she's gotten a lot more than she normally gets.
Thanks, Sam. Sam, that was awesome. I feel just like Sally Field in Smokey and the Bandit.
Does that make me Burt Reynolds?
Absolutely.
One of my favorite movies of all time, Smokey and the Bandit. Are you kidding me, Kristin? That's awesome. How come you get to do all the fun stuff? Riding in a Pontiac Trans Am? Next time, we're going to swap places, but that's part of it, is passion for cars. And car clubs are filled with guys with a lot of passion. And next up, we visit with a very special car club.
...2008 Superleggera, very mild modifications, mostly cosmetic stuff, an airbox, exhaust, etc. Always wanted a Lamborghini since I was 8 years old, had a white Lamborghini poster on the wall, told the parents I'm going to have one, and I have one. Just ordered the new Lamborghini Huracan that should be here in late fall, so just put a deposit, going to be designing that. I have a daily driver white GTR. It matches, also got HRE wheels, modifications by Jotec. Fun car, but a good daily driver. GTR is actually a little quicker. With the modifications, a little quicker. Unique, a little different. Just grew up a car nut. Parents were car enthusiasts, went to car shows since I was 4 or 5. Finally in a position to afford them.
Welcome back to the Car Guy Show. Time to keep on trucking with this week's Car Club segment.
How you doing, everyone? This is Luke Betchner with the Car Guy Show. We're out here with Corey from 5 Star Ford, and we're at the new dirt track at Eagles Canyon Raceway. We have this really cool tricked out Raptor.
We're out cutting up a new trail. This is going to add to the already established road course over the Eagles Canyon Raceway, and in hopes to have several different types of events, from ATVs, razor events, motocross, all sorts of things out here, man. Anything you can do in the dirt, we want it out here.
How heavily are you involved with this whole thing?
Oh, actually, from the ground up. My buddy Tim and I came out and designed this trail here about a couple months ago, and we hosted our initial event out here, our inaugural event. Very pleased with the turnout. We started out with the breakfast tour and had about 58 to 60 trucks out there. We brought an additional 39 trucks here and tore it up for a couple of hours, man. Good time. Had a bunch of guys come up from Houston, a bunch of the local Raptor owners that are here with us today. We came out and hung out for a couple of hours. Had some real good fun out here.
Nice, nice. The Raptor whole scene has taken off in Texas. Just from what I've seen, it's unbelievable, and it doesn't really get the notoriety that it deserves. But we have Jason, Texas Motor Works, here involved. He is the mastermind behind these tricked out trucks and what they do. Their shop is in McKinney. And so, what's your next plan?
For this one, it kind of starts out as simple. People buy the extreme off-road machine from Ford, and they think that it's awesome, and then they come to us, and we show them what we can do.
Which is a lot more.
Yeah, it starts out as very simple, and then it gets to pretty radical very quickly.
Nice. We're gonna go out with this truck and kind of get some video, some jumps, some high-speed suspension travel type things, and then once you get really big, you can see the aftermath. So if you're a Raptor
This is
guy,
what happens when you do it right.
Right here. That's how you know you're a real Raptor driver. So, you being a Roush representative, how are you involved with the Raptors?
Well, with everything we do with Ford, we take a regular Ford factory production vehicle, whether it be SV team, special vehicle team, or whether it be a normal base model Mustang, base model F-150, and we turn it to a street legal race car. With the Raptor, we take a vehicle that starts out as the best off-road vehicle, production vehicle on the planet, 412 horsepower. We turn it into 590 horsepower, 590 foot-pound of torque. That's 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds if anybody's checking.
That's perfect. So now you have the dealership to where you can buy it from. You have the shop that can mod them. And then you have the guy who does all your track stuff as well. So you can see behind us, ECR, all the bases are covered.
Everything. Well-oiled machine, wouldn't you say?
I would say. All right, guys, so this is what we're doing with the Raptors out at the ECR dirt track. I'm gonna hop in this one. We're gonna tear around for a little while. Catch you later.
If you're not in a car club, I highly recommend you check out our website, www.thecarguyshow.com, to find your local club that you can join. Next up, we have some event coverage that you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. Alrighty then. Oh. Hey, welcome back to the Car Guy Show. I'm your host, Tim Miller. Every weekend, there's car events taking place across the country, across the state, and even locally in your neighborhood. And in fact, we check out an event that might have been in your backyard. We're at Dallas Market Hall for the Autorama. So we're taking a look at some unusual vehicles here, and we got one here that I picked out pretty quickly, primarily because it says Tim. It says Tim on the car. So of course I want to take a look at it, and this is just something that I don't know if it's a combination of a Jimmy, a Blazer, and
What are you doing?
taking a good look at this.
Oh my gosh! You're inside the display.
Well, what the heck is this thing?
Do the chains not mean anything?
Well, the chains are meant to be broken. When I first look at this truck, I think it's schizophrenic. You got a Blazer, you got a Suburban, you got a Jimmy.
I know.
What?
It's a 74 GMC Jimmy, but it's got an 84 Suburban fronting and doors on it, which it all bolted right on. So
well, how'd you come up with it?
Look so odd.
It just.
I've always wanted a convertible pickup, or Jimmy, or Blazer, or something.
Right.
We've always been big fans.
One thing I'd like to point out also, any good Texas truck has back here.
You gotta have a cowbell.
You got a cowbell. And a prop. Hi, we're here with Larry Bilyeu, and we're talking a little bit about his Pontiac Firebird.
This car is one of the first Firebirds that came to Dallas in 1967. I bought it from Janice Pontiac. It has about 120,000 actual miles on it. Board 30 over. It has a comp 10. It has X-Spot exhaust. Michael Grubbs did the paint work on it. The bird.
We're here with Gary Hopper from Hopper Motorplex, and he's got here at Autorama a couple personal vehicles, motorcycles, trucks, and he's got a couple other items here that actually makes the bucks in order to purchase these vehicles or maintain them or what have you. Good to see you, Gary.
To support my bad habits is what I call it.
You have one big bad habit.
Yeah, this is a 55 Chevrolet pickup that actually my dad had in a barn 30 years ago. And he kept talking about building it, so he got really sick, and he had kind of contracted my brother-in-law to start it. Well, when he got sick, we took this truck, and my brother-in-law and I in cahoots took this truck, and he never knew it was done. So this truck was actually finished in 2003, I give it to him. And then he passed away in 07, and then so I've redone a bunch of stuff. It's now got an LS1 motor with a Edelbrock supercharger done by Hell Speed Shop out in Louisville. These guys really know how to do old hot rod trucks. I mean, the suspension Nathan's redone on it, so this truck drives better than a late model car does. All the suspension and all the engine modification, it's about 500 plus to the back tires, horsepower. This car, I've always messed with old cars, so every time we'd go to any kind of car event with my wife, she'd go, Well, I like that. Oh, that's a cute car. Well, every time it was a 69 Camaro. So I found this car to meet himself in Houston 2 years ago. Sent her a picture. She wasn't with me. She said, that's the Camaro I want.
Was this done for a client, or is this like a spec type thing, or you built it for yourself?
Actually, when he built this bike, it was for his bike to ride. So, and then I've eventually obtained it. So Joe and I have some things that we're doing. He, as Martin Brothers, if you buy a Martin Brothers manufactured motorcycle, it's through Hopper Motorplex because I'm his dealer. But he handcrafts all of the down tubes on the frame. All of that is handmade. I mean, it's literally pretty much a handmade motorcycle from front to back. And then, like I said, when he gets through crafting one of these bikes together, he's the guy that lays down this paint. And you just don't find builders that have that ability to do that type of paint work.
Thank you very much, Gary, for letting us take a look at your bikes.
Well, Tim, thanks for having me out. That'd be great. You know, come around anytime. We always have something different.
I want to go for a ride sometime. In the truck, on the bike.
You'll like the truck, I'll guarantee you.
Car Guy events are taking place every weekend, and you can find out more on our website at www.thecarguyshow.com. That's it for this week. We look forward to seeing you next week on the show when, what's this red button here? This is nothing like Xbox. Nope. Can someone help me with this, or?
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.